Nikocado Avocado is a genius, and I will tell you why. Hi, you're with Scott. This is Ganja Kid, the stream. It's midnight, it's always midnight. This is your right ear, and this is your left ear. We're going to start with the controversial YouTube drama, Nikocado. I can't say that. Charlie here is basically saying Nico Avocado is killing himself for views, and the premise is that Nicky Avocado, the premise is that Nikocado Avocado is doing all these mukbang videos, eating a lot of food, and that the people are watching all the videos, they're buying his t-shirts, and so he's doing more videos and eating more food. The end point is that he's going to die, it's unhealthy, and he's doing it for views, and that's kind of bad. I'm not here to say what everyone else is saying, that Nico Avocado is making himself fat and it's bad, and he's doing it for views and it's bad. I'm here to say something slightly different. So stay here and wait to hear what I've got to say about this. And let's have a little look at someone who is in the process of eating themselves to death for YouTube views. There he is, he's in bed with all the food, all the fast food there. There's an even more special element to it, is that he was a vegan, like quite a normal looking, maybe, you know, he had his own issues with food, who knows, he says he did. I'm not here to judge what he, anyway. Nico Avocado started out as a vegan, right? And has gone down this road of what seems to be really unhealthy, dangerous, mukbang eating videos. That's where we've got to today. I think Nikocado Avocado, I think you're all being really mean to him. I think these people are being really mean to Nikocado Avocado. This, a cry for help, that's mean. That's mean, a cry for help. He knows what he's doing.
He's been stuffing his face, he's been feeding himself these foods every day that he knows will eventually, if he keeps eating it, lead to an early death. But because getting him views and clout, he's going to keep going and doing it.
You've missed the point. Nikocado Avocado is a genius. Nikocado Avocado is a genius, and I will tell you why. Look at this t-shirt he's got on here. It's your fault. One of the t-shirts he's marketing to the people who watch him on the YouTube. It's your fault. There's a little message there. Nikocado Avocado, in my opinion, and this is just my humble opinion, is an absolute genius. Nikocado Avocado is a performance artist. Nico Avocado is a genius performance conceptual artist. Let's investigate. This is following piece by Vito Acconci. I think it's Acconci. I'm not a great pronunciation of names. Look. What happened in follow piece, this is in the 60s, mind you, he went following people around, and he took some photographs of him following the people around, and he mapped out the routes on a map and wrote down his notes about what happened, how he maintained eye contact with them until they went into eye contact, like they could see, like maintained so that he could see them until they went to a private place, and then he abandoned his following and followed these people to their places from one initial. He did just some following some people. Right? He presented that thing. That was the art that he presented. That he put in the gallery. But really, the art here. Wah! Okay, all right with the music. The art was what he was doing. Was following the person around. This was he did this in the midst of the explosion of the performance art and conceptual art movement. So he said, I'm almost not an I anymore. I put myself in the service of this scheme. A transcript lays out the terms of the scheme, and the photo collage documents several of the actions. So what he said was, he's not I anymore. Conceptual art is about the art being more than the medium. Is art the paint? Or is it the canvas? Is it the way the paint is arranged on the canvas? Is art in the hand of the artist that does the arranging? Or is art a great big bowl of noodles that you shovel into your face in repeated YouTube videos and uploads as you get increasingly more obese? Is that art? I think it is. Performance was a big part of the conceptual art movement, performance art. And one of these performance artists was this fellow, Vito Acconci, and he did this performance of following people. You can't own it or capture it. He told you it happened, and he wrote and did a little report, but the art was the bit when it was happening, the feelings that were going on, and that was it. And therefore, to these standards, I believe Nikocado Avocado is a brilliant performance artist. I am almost not an I anymore. I put myself in the service of the scheme. So we're talking about identity. We're talking about who we are and abandoning that, because the art requires that we are a mechanism, a tool of the concept of the art. So we have to follow through. We have to be the art. We have to live it. Can't pretend. If you're going to do it, you're going to make that statement, you have to live it. You can see this by the fact he's wearing this t-shirt that says "It's your fault." He's ironically aware of exactly what's going on. He's drawing it to, we've already managed to find out from Penguins and the other people that he's getting fat and that it's making him dangerously overweight and unhealthy, and he's getting a lot of YouTube views for it. That's not the end of it though. The end is further in sight, when he might even die, and it is your fault because you are feeding it and views and buying the t-shirts, and he's made a big point and a big statement, and there's a big art piece that is therefore created. But he has to follow through. Look at him there. Look, he's not hugely overweight and obese, but he's in a place where lots of other people are, and they go there because they revel in their obesity. And what you get at the Heart Attack Grill is lots and lots of fried, super fried, double fried, really bad for you food. The Heart Attack Grill is a concept restaurant. John Basso clearly wanted the restaurant to make the news and to create a conversation about obesity. Well, it definitely made the news anyway. Just a little push from where we are now, not far from where we are now, is such a grotesque version of life that we should see it for what it is and abandon it completely. Instead of trying to sell loads of fried and greasy food to happy fat people, what the guy that runs the Heart Attack Grill is trying to say is, don't come in here and eat like this because it's going to kill you. And it has killed people. There have been deaths because of the Heart Attack Grill, but it's a concept restaurant. And of course, people who don't quite aspire to that higher concept just revel in the gluttony and enjoy it and become part of, they're almost like part of the scenery, but they're prepared to pay to be in there, to be part of this joke played on them, but not really at their expense, but for their benefit. So they can say, oh, hang on, look, if this looks just like the burger restaurant down the road and it's this bad for me, the burger restaurant down the road is only not quite, but it's still quite bad for me. I get the thing now. Maybe I should not go in any of these burger restaurants and live a healthier life. That's the message of the Heart Attack Grill, if you can get it. If you can get it. And that's art, isn't it? That's a piece of conceptual art. Here is, of course, a younger Nikocado Avocado abandoning veganism and entertaining the concepts and joys, sorrows, greeds, gluttonies of the Heart Attack Grill with someone who is making money off something that he, maybe as a vegan, money and success off something that maybe he as a vegan didn't aspire to, or maybe he thinks he's quite negative as a young vegan. So maybe, I'm going to say maybe, look, I'll answer your question now, does he consider himself an artist? The true artist can never out himself. He can't out himself. It would spoil the art. You can't shatter the illusion if you're the magician. He needs to go to his grave with everyone believing that he abandoned veganism and chose to just eat himself to death for views and money and a few clicks, and that he enjoyed reveling in the gluttony. When the truth, I know the truth, is that he feels disgusted by it, but not ashamed of it, because he's making this greater point and becoming a greater thing. That his identity, that he's put himself in the service of the scheme, and he's no longer whoever that kid was. He's no longer whoever that kid was. Now he's this other thing, Nikocado Avocado. Now he's this, and this thing will die like Jesus to spread a different message across, to show a thing. Imagine the stories when he dies. Imagine what they're going to say about it, the message. Yeah, he's dying for this. He's put himself on the crucifix of fast food. Yeah, actually, I am actually saying that. Yeah, Nikocado Avocado is basically fat Jesus. He's fat Jesus. That's what I'm saying. I think he's brilliant for this. I think he's a brilliant, clever, interesting person. I'm not dissing him for getting really obese and unhealthy. And I'm not body shaming people. It's not about body shaming. It's about what's healthy and unhealthy. So I don't think it's fair for me as a socially conscious person to be like, oh, you look at how good you look. It is unhealthy. So I'm going to call that as it is for the good of her and the people in the world around us. Of course, people are all different shapes and sizes. And if you're healthy and, you don't have to look like... I'm not saying healthy people look like stick-thin people. I'm not saying that. This looks to me unhealthy, obese. And they're eating at the restaurant and laughing about it. So that's their bag. But Nikocado is... Look at him there. He's young. He's taking it in. I think he's smart enough to see the game. How far he's prepared to go to make the point. It might be a mental health issue. Well, all of us artists are slightly on the edge of the borders of what is, and I'm not even joking here, because a Mental Health Monday, I take these things very seriously. When you explore the edge of your identity, it's going to come at a cost of stressing your mental stability, because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what you have to do in order to do this. And I think he's committed fully. So I imagine he's not always like this off camera. He's not in conflict about this. He's fully committed. I'm a YouTuber and I've got, I'm a vegan. And you imagine if tomorrow I said, oh, I'm not going to be a vegan anymore. I decided I want to eat burgers from now on. That video in itself would probably do better than any of my other vegan videos about any other subject. I could call it Vegan Eats Beef for the first time in 7, 10, 9, 10. I don't know. 10. I'd be more hyperbolic, wouldn't I? Vegan Eats... 20 burgers after 10 years of abstinence, or do you know what I mean? And then that video would get a logarithmed on your YouTube, wouldn't it? And then you'd be like, oh, what's Scott doing now? And people would be like, oh, you're doing this is bad for you, wouldn't they? You're like, this is bad for you, isn't it? So by setting a really bad example and making the people around me feel really bad, would it make them question their choices and what they're eating and their lifestyle? Would setting a really bad example gain more traction on YouTube, gain more views, and eventually change more lives for the better, make people think, oh, I'm not going to eat that rubbish, maybe I should go vegan. Look, he started as a vegan and he looked quite healthy, now look how he's ended up. If setting a good example wasn't getting the views, would setting a bad example gain more attention? I guess that is the point of what we're talking about here. That question has both been asked and in a way answered by Nico. Of course, it's a very brave and kind of foolish thing to do. It's not something I would do. I want to make a note on intent. But wait, he's not really an artist, is he? He's just a person surfing the algorithm for clicks. It's no deeper than that. Does that matter? Does it matter if you know who the artist was and what was their intent? Or does it just matter that the work makes you feel and think a certain way? That's a different conversation. How can we measure intent? Do we measure intent by the things people tell us? That might be naive, mightn't it? Just to believe the people are doing the things they tell us. Maybe they've got different motives. Maybe it's best to judge someone on their actions. So if you're going to judge me and say, oh, he's an idiot, look, he thinks it's art and it's not art, it's just this, this and this, and I've got my opinions and my opinions and my opinions. Judge me on this. Do I really think he's an artist? Well, yes, of course I don't. Well, yes, of course I don't. I hope you can see that things might not always be as they seem on a YouTube video. You need to look deeply. You need to look deeply and be careful of who you're going to be moist critical of. Do you see? Most critical of. It was a pun. I like Charlie. We're all just tiny lights. And the more that you're over there making a mean comment, or over here saying or over here jumping on a bandwagon for YouTube traction, the light's not being shone into the darkness where it needs to be. We're all just little raindrops, aren't we? We're all just little snowflakes. But you put us all together and it creates a storm. And at the moment, Fat Jesus is in the eye of the storm. Next month it'll be a different person on YouTube. Or if what's his name? If you Kavos If you're Kavos, then it'll be Jake Paul again. Maybe your snowflake, maybe your raindrop, maybe your little light is needed somewhere else instead. Maybe that's the point of this video. Who knows? The media is all an illusion anyway. No, wait, wait. Don't fade me out. Bring me back. 8 PM GMT every Monday, Mental Health Monday on Twitch. Ganji Kid, I'm a Twitch streamer affiliated. We've got Ganji Kid YouTube channels. So just find them and check them out. You found this one. Make sure you subscribe and follow me. Make sure you support me. Make sure you follow me in my endeavour, in our endeavour. Make sure you support the Ganji Pakoria crew in our endeavour to change the world, little bit by little bit. And you be good, my little pukos, because if you can't be good, Fat Jesus is going to come and eat your dinner. I think that's the point of the episode there. Look, in the time it's taken me to make this video, someone else has uploaded another mean video. Until today, I was completely unaware of Kavos. I only found him because I was collecting B-roll for this video. Daily, people are jumping on the bandwagon and making videos denigrating Nikocado Avocado. YouTube commentators like Kavos wait until a subject is clearly trending before jumping on the bandwagon. Kavos appears to be, and I'll choose my words very carefully here, remember he's got over 1 million subscribers and I'm a tiny channel, so I've got to be careful in what I say. Kavos is a dangerous bully. His channel is just tabloid trash drama videos. He seems to wait until something's trending and then take the most popular stance. I find his take on Nico kind of funny because I think he's quite like Nico in many ways. He's so desperate for YouTube success that he was willing to scrape the grimy depths of trending drama and use other people's names for clout and views. He both fuels and feeds off people's hatred. The difference is Nico's brave enough to live the art and suffer for it, to face the trolls. He doesn't attack anyone, he's free to live as he pleases. Kavos is a coward who hides in the middle of a group, a bandwagoning mean girl who makes hate videos targeting individuals and rides off their name. In this video, he even reads out the most popular comments and agrees with them.
Really chose wealth over health. Get fat if you want to, but don't pretend to live with a disability. This is a new disgusting low.
What a clever way to ensure you'll be in line with the crowd. He does bring up an interesting point that I feel I want to hit head on.
People doing dumb stuff for clout isn't new. We've never blamed the people who watch for dumb stuff. He is, in my opinion, solely responsible. As a YouTuber, I'm a YouTuber. I know what it's like to get views. It can be addicting. However, there comes a point where I was making too many Jake Paul videos, so I stopped making Jake Paul videos because it was getting old and boring back in 2016. You don't have to do this kind of video or this content. He could still make a good living off YouTube if he wanted to and not do mukbang.
Seems like a self-entitled shit to me. He says he stopped making Jake Paul videos, but not only is that not true because he made one just a month ago, but it seems that he didn't change the way he made his videos, just the people he was making them about. It's just like a flea. He didn't stop feeding off other people like a parasite. He just hopped to a new dog and changed the person he was riding. He's saying the content creator is responsible for the quality of their content. And I would argue that Nikocado Avocado's channel is 1,000,000 times better than the crap Kavos produces. In fact, that's the point of the Nikocado Avocado channel. His videos are unashamed trash, and their success highlights how low the bar is that so many other popular YouTube content needs to hurdle. If his stuff is trash, then there's loads of trash. I think Kavos is a little butthurt at this being pointed out.
He also has a Patreon. He also has merch. I mean, he has no actual remorse.
Does Kavos have merchandise too? Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Then Nico's actually making a joke out of you, Kavos, by pointing out that content can be garbage and that people buy the shirts and that you're no better than a fat chuffer chuffing down swill. We've never blamed the people who watch the dumb stuff, Kavos says.
People doing dumb stuff for clout isn't new. We've never blamed the people who watch for dumb stuff.
Well, no, you haven't, because your stuff is dumb stuff made about dumb stuff. So you're like dumb stuff squared and you feed off these people like a tapeworm. So you're not going to tell them that they're being dumb to their faces because you're a coward. The truth is, we should be ascribing some of the blame to the people who watch the dumb stuff. Certainly to those who financially support the dumb stuff by buying merchandise. We should be examining the social mechanisms that push people to behave in certain dumb ways. That's what really great art does. That's the purpose of some of the masterpieces in conceptual art. And that's what Nico is doing on his channel, and without being mean and pointing the finger at anyone specifically, is highlighting what you're doing with yours. We should be questioning the algorithm, not trying to climb up its arsehole like you did. But then you wouldn't say that, because you wouldn't be saying the popular thing, and you're scared that people will just realise that you're full of shit. I've done that bit now. Do you want to play Trivial Pursuit? What do you reckon? Do you want to play Trivial Pursuit?